Hello everyone, as promised, I'm going to do a brief talk about what I expect on a double entry journal. Uh, this is something that I promote in all my classes because it's a great form of teaching reading comprehension. It's a research-based strategy. It's been shown to improve comprehension. So if my thinking is that if I teach my students how to do a double entry journal, and once I learned how to do these, anytime that I want to retain information, I do a double entry journal. I don't do it quite with a template, but I will write the quote, and underneath it I'll react to it. And the first thing is, what do you need to react to? Now, there is a rubric for the double entry journal, and it really is a two-part rubric. One is quantity, and so what that means is that I'm looking to see if you're going to react to all the big ideas, and not only all the big ideas of the main article you're reacting to, but also some of the important ideas of the ancillary material. Now, in this article, it happens to be one. The whole outlook or overview of this unit is the first day of school. Seldom do we talk about the first day of school. Seldom do student teachers ever get to see the first day of school. If I were to design a student teaching program, it would be all year, so that not only are you involved in the beginning when students walk through the door, but you're also involved in the ending, which is also important. The beginnings and endings of any class, of any unit, of any semester are always the most important parts of that piece of work, because that's what people remember the most. First impressions. When you come into a classroom, the first thing you saw about my class was you saw a video of me, or you read my welcome memo, and then you did the icebreaker. So those are things that, yeah, I feel good. That gives me a good feeling. And that's the whole purpose of this unit, is to how you can get kids to have that feeling like, hey, this person cares about me. I want to be here. I want to learn from this person. And that's important. I mean, you go into so many schools. I know in my career as a student, that wasn't important to most of the instructors that I had, that they build a relationship with me. Now, I'm not here to be your friend. That's a dumb statement. I mean, the thing is, if you watch the Rita Pearson video I placed in course materials, she says kids don't learn from people they don't like. And ain't that the truth? So, I digress about that, but I wanted to put this into a context. So, what I have added, the first thing I did is in course materials, I have 4 exemplar DEJs here, and they go from high quality the first one is high quality and not so high quality for the 4th one, and the other 2 are in the middle. So this is an A, I think this is a B, a C, and this is a D. And I'm going to talk about the first and the last one. So this is the article you're going to do a double entry journal on. I have a link here. It goes to my Google document account, so you can download this here. But what you need to do is to go through this and highlight pieces of text. And so in the DEJ template, and I will show you what it looks like. I have this DEJ template in course materials. I think I also have it in the assignment. Let me just check to make sure that I have it in the assignment. Let me go to the assignment, make sure I have it. Here's the double entry journal doc. If you right click on that and then save it, that is the template that I want you to use. Now, in that double entry journal template, you will quote a piece of text here, and you'll notice that this is what I would say is a pretty comprehensive double entry journal. This is longer than I expect. This is I think 4 pages. No, this is like 6 pages and a little more. Um, but you don't have to do this much. But the tendency is in order to get everything that that is important, you might have to do that much. The article on personal relationship building is one of the main reasons we are teachers, is to build strong relationships with our students, and there are a lot of ways to do that, and that article talks about them. Um, but while you're doing that, you need to connect to the other articles that are on the first day of school. You need to talk about routines. You need to talk about democratic ways of establishing rules. So you can connect to those things while you're annotating this article. Okay, what don't I want to see? Well, let's go to the second one. And one of the things I don't want to see is you just rehashing what the quote is you made. Okay, RTI is currently a hot topic. And then this person just gives, okay, RTI, yada, yada, yada. What I'm looking for are deep connections and strong opinions. What is this? What thinking does this engender in you? And how is it similar to something you've already? This really reminds me of a time I was in class and blah 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 blah. Okay, that's a deep connection. Okay, it reminds you of something, and that connection is going to make you remember what you annotated, and that's the point of double entry journals, is to remember the information by connecting it to something you already know or something that you've already read. Now, the list of course materials is pretty long. But I mean, I could have added a ton of things, and you might find some of your own, and that's always something that you're willing to do. This Aguilar article, Elena Aguilar, she's got some good stuff in here. You should look at that, and she talks about it. Harry Wong wrote a book about the first day of school, and I believe I have something from Harry Wong here. Cheat sheet for the first days of school. You only get first day of school. Setting expectations for this first day of school. Harry and Rosemary Wong, they did a blog, and this is one of their blog posts. I don't think they do it anymore, but this is their book, The First Days of School. 6 strategies to support a safe, inclusive, and respectful environment. This is a Rita Pearson TED Talk that is very aligned with the article that my wife and I wrote about building personal relationships. The quote I used, "Kids don't learn from teachers they don't like," comes from Rita Pearson. And this is a Safir and Gower article, actually chapter. It's a short chapter on routines. And the question is, what procedural routines are important, and how do I get the maximum mileage out of them? Just having a routine, and I'm going to talk about that in my presentation for this unit, a routine of having kids come into the classroom and having them practice it, and having them practice it till they get it right. You need to do that. Getting materials, you need to have a routine. Transitioning from the desk to the rug, you need to have a routine. And in my presentation, I'm going to show a girl that uses her school fight, a woman that uses her school fight song to get the kids to go from their desk to the rug, and they actually get pumped up about it. So important stuff that you need to know on the first day of school, and you don't have to connect to everything. And when you do connect to it, generalize. Don't quote. One of the things that it really bugs me when you do a double entry journal is when you're cutting and pasting quotes. Like, you can see this person here. This whole thing is a quote. I don't want you to quote. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what this piece of text fosters in your mind, what kind of thinking it promotes, what kind of connections you're making, what kind of opinions. I don't like this because, and so everything you do has to be supported with evidence, but I don't want you cutting and pasting quotes. That tells me nothing. Okay, you picked out a quote and put it in. Okay, as seen in the article response to intervention, and there's a quote. Okay, it doesn't tell me a thing about what this person is thinking. And that's not what I mean when I say connecting to other text, a text-to-text connection. I want to know why you think that's important to connect to that piece of text, not that you're going to, oh yeah, this says the same thing that this says. So, and in my presentation, I usually tell you what I think is important in the main article. I'll usually tell you what some of the things I think are important in the other articles. So this is really what I'm looking for. Quoting, and you really don't have to cut and paste all of this. If you just one sentence, just so it gives me an idea of what you're talking about. If you just put like 3 words, I won't know what you're connecting to. But if you do a sentence, just enough information that I know the quote I know all this material, so I'll know what you're connecting to. So and put the page number too. So that's important. So you put the quote, the page number, and then this stuff I don't want. I don't want quotes. I want to know strong, deep connections to your experience, to other texts, text to text, or even text to a web-based article that you found on your own about. In the first day of school, you can find a ton of stuff. So, and I'm always looking to learn myself and add things, as I've said before. So, text-to-text connections, text-to-self of your experience, and strong opinions with evidence. So just don't say, I think the first day of school should be just like they do in Good Dead Poet Society. Start right off saying, "Don't think I don't know all your tricks, pal." Or right into agricola, agriculum. The first day of school, you're hammering away at them. That's my little spiel on your first double entry journal. I think you can't get away with less than 3 pages. If you're the kind of person, how many pages, Dr. Tom? How many words? I'm saying 3 to 5 pages is a good length for a DEJ. I'm not sure. This is the first time I've done this assignment with this course. So I will be looking for exemplars to use in the future. This exemplar I'm using now is from my 640 course, and most of you are familiar with response to intervention. So that's it. I hope this is helpful. The first DEJ is not worth as much as the last one is going to be worth. So that's a grading practice that you should all think about. If you're doing repetitive assignments where students are learning how to do it, don't count the first one as much, and this one isn't going to count as much because you're just learning how to do it. You're going to get feedback from me. The last one you do will count much more because you should be experts in double entry journals by that time. So, good journaling.